In a world painted with vibrant colors and warmth, young Emily lived a life full of laughter and joy. Her home was a sanctuary, her mother's love a constant, gentle embrace. But one day, the colors faded to gray. Emily's mother passed away, and the light in their home flickered and died. Her father, lost in his own grief, soon remarried a woman named Victoria. With her stunning beauty and 2 children, Victoria seemed like a new beginning, a promise of a restored family. When Emily's father was home, Victoria was the perfect wife and stepmother. Her voice was honey, her smiles were warm, and she treated Emily like her own. But the moment the front door closed behind him, the mask would fall. Victoria's sweetness would curdle into a venomous cruelty. The beautiful woman became a wicked monster, and her home, once a safe haven, transformed into a prison for Emily. Scrub the floors. Wash the dishes. You're worthless, just like your mother. Victoria's words were like sharp stones, thrown at Emily every single day. The once loved child was now a servant in her own home. She was forced to do as chores, her small hands raw and her body aching. Victoria would lock away the food, leaving Emily with a gnawing hunger in her belly, a constant reminder of her new, miserable reality. Her step-siblings, a mirror of their mother's cruelty, would taunt her, tearing her books and breaking her toys, their laughter echoing through the halls that once rang with her own. Tears streaming down her face, Emily would try to tell her father about the abuse. "Daddy, she hurts me. She doesn't feed me," she'd plead. But her father, blinded by Victoria's manipulative charm, couldn't see the truth. Victoria would put on a masterful performance, crying crocodile tears and feigning hurt. "Oh, darling, I don't know why she tells such lies. I love her as my own daughter." And her father, wanting to believe in the new family he had built, would always side with his wife, leaving Emily feeling more alone and abandoned than ever. Despite the darkness at home, Emily found a small sliver of light at school. She poured all her energy and pain into her studies, and her grades soared. She was top of her class, a brilliant student admired by her teachers. But her success didn't bring her praise at home. Instead, it ignited a raging fire of jealousy in Victoria and her children. They couldn't stand to see her shine. Her light only made their own shadows darker and more menacing. They saw her achievements not as a triumph of spirit, but as a personal insult. Consumed by envy, Victoria's wickedness spiraled into something far more sinister. She decided that simple cruelty was no longer enough. She needed to extinguish Emily's light for good. She sought out a dark spiritualist, a woman who dealt in shadows and whispers, and paid a hefty price for a malevolent curse. The spiritualist handed her a necklace, beautiful on the outside but carrying a dark, insidious power. "This will drain her life force," the spiritualist cackled. "It will make her sick, weak, and miserable until she has nothing left." One evening, under the guise of a peace offering, Victoria clasped the cursed necklace round Emily's neck. "A gift, my dear, to show you how much I care." Emily, desperate for any shred of affection, accepted it. Almost immediately, a strange and heavy fatigue washed over her. Days turned into weeks, and Emily grew weaker and weaker. A mysterious illness plagued her, with fevers and pains that no doctor could explain. Her once bright eyes became dull, and her energy vanished. She was a wilting flower, slowly fading away, and Victoria watched with a secret, triumphant smile. But there was one person who saw through Victoria's deception: Emily's paternal grandmother, Rose. A wise woman with a keen sense for the unseen, Grandma Rose noticed the dark aura clinging to Emily and evil glint in Victoria's eyes. During a visit, while pretending to admire the necklace, she felt the cold, malevolent energy radiating from it. She knew this was no ordinary sickness. It was the work of dark magic. Secretly, Grandma Rose began working to counteract the curse. She brewed ancient herbal remedies and whispered prayers of protection over her sleeping grandchild, slowly but surely fighting back against the darkness that was consuming Emily. As Emily began to show signs of recovery, Victoria flew into a panic. Her evil plan was failing. Desperation drove her to her final, most monstrous act. She decided she had to get rid of Emily permanently. On a seemingly pleasant afternoon, she lured Emily to the riverbank, promising a picnic. Her eyes, however, held a terrifying, murderous intent. When they were alone, hidden by the thick trees, Victoria grabbed Emily. "You've been a thorn in my side for too long," she shrieked, her face twisted with hate, and pushed the frail girl into the rushing, cold water. Emily gasped, the icy river pulling her under. Her weak limbs thrashed, but she couldn't fight the strong current. Her life was flashing before her eyes. But just as her strength gave out, a figure burst through the trees. It was her father. He had come home early to surprise them and had followed them to the river, arriving just in time to witness Victoria's horrific act. The mask was finally, irrevocably shattered. He saw the pure evil in his wife's face and the terror in his daughter's. Without a second thought, he dove into the raging river. He fought the current, his heart pounding with fear and regret, and pulled Emily from the water's grip, cradling her limp body. On the riverbank, Victoria stood frozen, her wicked plan exposed. This time, there were no lies, no crocodile tears that could save her. Grandma Rose, who had suspected Victoria's evil intentions, had also gathered evidence of her visits to the spiritualist and spoken to neighbors who had witnessed her cruelty. With her father as the primary witness and a mountain of proof against her, Victoria's reign of terror was over. Justice was swift. Victoria was punished for her crimes and cast out of their lives forever. The house, once filled with fear and shadow, was finally cleansed of her presence. Emily's father, overwhelmed with guilt and shame, held his daughter close, his apologies choked with sobs. "I'm so sorry, Emily. I was so blind. I will never let anyone hurt you again. I will protect you." For the first time in years, Emily felt safe in her father's arms. She was finally seen, finally believed, and finally loved. With the love and protection of her father and grandmother, Emily's recovery was remarkable. The light returned to her eyes, stronger and brighter than ever before. She blossomed, excelling not just in school but in life. Her journey through darkness had forged an unbreakable spirit. She went on to achieve great things, her life becoming a testament to resilience and the ultimate triumph of good over evil. Emily's story, once filled with the tears of an unwanted daughter, became a beacon of hope, inspiring everyone who heard it to believe in the power of their own light. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring content.